I was a Republican at one point. One of the things I don't always talk about Mike from PA lore, but my family was a conservative family. You know, my dad was a career military officer until 1996. I came from a conservative family. Although my mom's side was not. My dad was. My mom was kind of like, because she kind of followed my dad's politics. And it wasn't until later in life she started. It's funny because like as she got involved in politics, she started out conservative, and then every year she went to the left since. I became a left winger. I would say that college is when I was kind of like more of a enlightened centrist libertarian type when I was like in college. And then when I went to law school, after spending time at a law firm, that's when I started going left rapidly. Once I started like working in the real world, I met, you know, well, before college, I worked some road construction on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and I started meeting some Teamsters. And then, so my life was kind of like continually adjusting. And same thing with like, and then my dad left the military, he got a union job, and he started to get more involved with organized labor. And then I went to law school. Well, I worked at a law firm, and then I went to law school. And then I realized like everything I thought I understood about the world intellectually from the perspective of like a young, inexperienced person was wrong. And I started, you know, I started like experiencing how life actually operates, how rich people actually operate, how the market actually operates, how organized labor actually operates, how, you know, it's institutions of power, not some sort of like conceptualized free market or invisible hand. And and then there was stuff like I was always pro gay rights, and I was always pro choice as well. So like those were kind of things that kind of opened my eyes to these perspectives. I was never like a religious conservative or anything. And then I became a progressive in my late 20s. And I re-examined a lot of the stuff I had learned as an undergrad. You know, I had a teacher that taught us, like, I had a political philosophy class at Pitt. And I would say that it wasn't college that converted me. It wasn't college that made me like a socialist. It was life. Like so after law school, I was very much more left wing. I would consider myself a progressive, you know, at that point. And the local Democratic Party in Lehigh counties and came to me to run for a legislative seat at 29. And I was super anti-Tea Party. The Tea Party is what radicalized me, actually. I was a counter Tea Party person. And I ran for office, and then that was when I was doing a lot more grassroots organizing and learning about how power is actually, like, who are the people that are on the side of like regular people and who are the scum. And that's where my radicalization started. So I was already kind of like, I was shifting rapidly left through kind of the course of my political experience. And then I ran for office in 2014. Then in 2015, I started helping other people run. And that's when the Bernie Sanders campaign happened. And I turned away from the Democratic Party because I had the golden ticket, right? I just had to pay my dues with the establishment Democratic Party, and I could have eventually gotten some sort of fucking, you know, I was getting positions. I was getting, pushed. And when Bernie Sanders campaign started, I was like, this is obviously the right way. This is what we need. And I kind of became an apostate for the kind of establishment Democratic Party. I studied Chinese history and I realized I liked the CCP heroes like Mao and Deng. Then I kept going left. No, that's way later for me. And with the Bernie Sanders campaign, I kind of just, in 2015, I just started my far left journey. You know, I was already a leftist before Bernie Sanders, but with Bernie Sanders, that's when I started really calling myself a socialist. That was the moment where I really felt like, oh, this crystallizes everything I've been thinking and everything I've been doing. Because I was in progressive politics before Bernie. And that, getting there for the front of the wave, that was the experience that I had. And realizing and seeing firsthand just how much the Democratic Party hated Bernie Sanders and all the people who came with him, all the how bitter they were, how much they were trying to sabotage. So that was kind of my political journey, right? And so from the 2015 on, I was on the cutting edge of the left in America. You know, helping organize DSA chapters. I helped these, you know, Justice Democrats, congressional candidates. I was pushing for, you know, I was just pushing for left-wing shit. You know, supporting AOC and the two Congress people, the person I was the most interested in, as far as the day that AOC won her race, I was pushing for Katie Porter in California. I didn't think that AOC had a shot. But I was there. I was watching the returns that night when AOC won. Like, you know, that is the kind of political arc that me and many others have taken, right? Which is, in fact, what's really funny is I took a candidate to TYT many years ago. So it's like been really sad to see what's going on with Cenk and Anna. And I think it legitimately is ego.